Welcome back to another episode of Low Res with Jess. Joining me today is Sundai Love. She's a professional model known for being on cycle 13 of America's Next Top Model, which featured the shortest contestants on the history of the show. She has also been featured on MTV's Made, Catfish, and the Travel Channel's Expedition Unknown with Josh Gates. She was also in Glam Couture, Stiletto Woman, and Pagoda Academy, South Korea. She later moved to Japan and shares her modeling experiences and everyday life on YouTube as a lifestyle vlogger. Good morning. Good morning. It's 12 o'clock there.
It's morning for me.
I was actually texting Sunday because we were supposed to do this chat a couple weeks ago, and I totally forgot about it. So I was like texting you every 2 minutes. I'm like, I didn't forget this time. I'm here.
You're like, are you awake? Are you up? Are we good to go? I was like, yes, we're good to go. It's okay. No problem. I was like not doing anything anyways. I was like, girl, aren't we supposed to be meeting? She was like, oh shoot.
I woke up. Oh my God. I was like, I can't. It's honestly the only way I can describe that is just quarantine brain. That's it.
Right? Is it Monday? Is it Friday? It's okay.
Do you even know when the weekends are? I don't know when the weekend. Today's a Sunday. I didn't even know that until now.
I live in this bed. I'm in the bed.
Why leave? There's no reason to. There's nothing to do.
Just to get groceries.
So Sunday's like, like we can always reschedule. I'm like, I literally have nothing to do ever. So whatever you want to do. I don't think she believe me.
When are you free? You mean like every day?
Yeah, I'm free the whole year, every single day. Yeah, all year, 2020. So what have you been up to? How's life in Japan?
Oh my God, it's so great. It's just so peaceful over here. So I really like it. There's no drama. There's nothing to like get into. It's just chill. I love it over here. I've mostly just been doing YouTube though. Like I haven't even been working recently. I came over here for work and I haven't even been working.
I know you started your shop, Mood Global.
I did. Why did I not even mention that? As if I forgot. Yes, I started an online clothing store. It's called Mood Global. It is occupying my time. I don't know why I forgot about that, but yeah, it's just so much fun. It doesn't even feel like a job.
So how did you get into doing that? Like you draw everything too. I saw you designing on an iPad. I wish I could draw, by the way. I can't.
My drawing's not that great though.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I always wanted something like this, like a little clothing store or something like that, but I always thought it was impossible. And I'm like, you know what? Let me just like search and try and figure out how to go about this. And it is hard, but it's not impossible. So I started just making all the moves and quarantine hit. And I was like, ooh, free time. Boom, perfect.
No plans.
No plans. So yeah, I just got that started and it took off. It was doing really well.
Have you always been the type of person that you're very self-sufficient? You're very independent. When you want to learn something, you just go for it?
That is so me because I make so many plans. I'm like, oh, I want to do this. I want to do this. And I have to do it. If I say I'm going to do it, I usually do it. And I feel like there's always a way. All you got to do is like research and look into it. So yeah, I'm kind of that type.
Because when it comes to creating like a clothing brand and essentially setting up a shop and advertising and promotion and thinking of new designs, you have to have that kind of personality where you teach yourself that, because no one's going to come and be like, okay, you do this. Like you got to be on top of it and you have to motivate yourself.
Yeah. And it's like constantly changing. You got to stay up with the trends and the seasons and all that stuff. You have to do stuff like so early. Like we were shooting like t-shirts and stuff in winter, like, cause you got to do it ahead of time, Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that sometimes they'll shoot like summer stuff in like the off seasons because it's coming up.
Yes, always. Like every time I had any kind of, when I was modeling, like anytime I had any kind of shoot, it was always in a different season. So you're freezing your butt off.
So are you using burning? It's one or the other.
It's never comfortable.
It's funny you mention that because sometimes on America's Next Top Model, they'll have them in, like I watched this one episode where they had them in like an ice freezer or something and they were blowing cold wind at them. And I'm like, this is like not even realistic. They're like,
maybe
I don't know.
It's training for the summer launch.
The summer launch.
The summer launch. I'm telling you. I don't know. It is crazy though.
So modeling for your clothing store, I mean, that's probably been like a huge help to you that you're able to advertise your own stuff. Like you don't have to, I mean, I know you have had models, but it
Mhm.
actually helps out even more because you're able to guide them and you know exactly what you want in terms of posing and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like definitely being a model and starting my own store was the biggest help. Like so big. Like I knew how to make the mood boards. I knew how to like style my models. If I needed to, I could model it myself. Like the photographer, I have a photographer. I was like, I don't need you either. I know, I know what I'm doing. But but no, yeah, it was definitely a big help. But recently I have not been modeling most of my own stuff. I use like 3 models. I like to keep the same, face, just keep it, I don't know, make a brand. I don't like to switch it up too much. But yeah, it's just us 3 and no, sorry, them 3 and then me.
So did you, when you were doing the photo shoots on America's Next Top Model, did you learn from the lighting or pay attention to the how they set them up or stuff like that?
Man, like I just feel like top model was like the most extreme form of modeling. And I was like down here, like local newspaper junk, magazine junk. And then all of a sudden we're doing all of this. So yeah, I learned a lot, especially with lighting, posing, knowing your own poses for your face and your own body shape. Like I never knew I had a thick neck until Tyra, I got a thick neck. Oh,
What? Where's your
okay.
thick neck? What is this? Looks like a normal neck to me.
It's a little short,
No, it's not. Are you don't start right now. You have a beautiful neck. That's the healthiest, most beautiful neck I've ever seen.
So sweet. But yeah, they'll like subtly point out, little flaws and things on you, but they also give you tips on how to, make that better in a photo shoot. Like, oh, okay, you gotta just do this type of pose, elongate your neck, use this, use that. So yeah, very helpful.
So when you first started modeling, actually, no, let's go before that. What
Mm.
made you even want to start modeling and try out for the show?
Actually, my whole family is in the industry, so like since I was born we've always been doing this type of stuff. But I wanted to be an actress, but that's really
Ooh.
really hard to break into. I've been going to a lot of auditions and stuff like that, and America's Next Top Model, I'm not gonna lie to you, I did not watch that show very much at all. But when I had auditions, so I didn't know so much stuff. My sister was into it. She's the one who dragged me to the interview. I didn't even want to be there. I was just like, I want to do this. There's all these pretty girls. I look like a country bumpkin. I mean, them girls were so pretty. I'm like, what am I doing here?
So you were at the right place then.
Oh my God, right place, right time, I guess.
No, because no, you have a unique beauty to you. And did you guys know that it was the short cycle, or did they tell you like when you got there?
Oh yeah, of course we knew, because my sister actually wanted to be on the show really bad. I think she auditioned a couple of times. She's like 5 foot, I want to say 6 or something. She was always under the height requirement, so she never made it. She's like, oh my God, they opened it at short girls. Let's go. It's like, all right, let's go.
So what happened when you got there? Like, how does that process work? Do you have to wait in line? Is it like American Idol where you gotta wait in line for like 20 hours? Did you see?
It's intense. I mean, like, good God, I can't even give you a number, but just like more girls than the eye could see. It's like an ocean of women, and you feel like a cow. They just load y'all in, like, come on, here come the herd. And you just go into room to room. The first room, it was just crazy packed with the most beautiful, because I'm in LA. LA got hot girls. And they just load you up into the first room, and they're like, okay, all you have to do is walk to the judge's table, say your name, and then walk back, like runway walk, right? We're close to the end because my name is S. Why did I mess that up? All you had to do was walk and say your name. I walked to the table and I said the wrong name. And I was like, oh, shoot. No, wait, my bad. My Sunday.
What did you say?
And I'm the only one that I don't even remember at all what I said. And then afterwards, she was just like, okay, if I call your name, you can stay. If I don't call your name, go. She said, Sundai Love. I was like, oh, you mean I go, right? Wait, what?
Security comes out. Psych. No.
Right? I was so shocked. It was just like group rounds like that. So the first one was just crazy to me because I didn't think I was going to make it. Just continuously group rounds. You do runway walks, you take some photos, more photos. And it was like all in one day. And then you go home. They're like, we'll call you if we like you. And then they kept calling me, but they didn't tell me that I made it. they just kept calling, and I was so confused. Like, hey, so just asking me like random question, like, why do they keep calling me? Like, did I make it or no? And then he was like, okay, can you come back? Blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, so did I make it?
So you want to be together? I don't, it sounds like a relationship. Like they keep calling, but I don't know what they do. Is this happening? Like,
what's going on? Yeah. And
what's
then I think
going on
it
here?
was like 32 from there. And then it was like more auditioning, more cuts. And that was more intense. And I think Tyra was there that time. Yeah, she was there that time.
So you didn't watch the show previously, but
Just
you
a
probably knew
little.
who Tyra Banks was, though, right?
Yeah, I definitely knew who Tyra was.
How was it seeing her for the first time? Like, were you starstruck?
She was so sweet. To this day, we're really close. Honestly, she's such a
Okay,
nice
that's
person.
good.
Yeah, she's so sweet. I wasn't starstruck, but I was like really excited. I was like, "Hi, Sarah," because she was like, you know, she's making people's dreams come true. I was excited. You gonna help a girl out?
I'm gonna be laughing this whole time. I can't. What's your zodiac sign, by the way?
Scorpio. I feel like it doesn't.
We love that. We love Scorpios. I love
wait,
intensity.
what are you?
Can you guess what I am?
Aries, Sagittarius.
No, is that? Well, I don't even know what those are. I only know mine, to be honest, and Geminis. I only know mine and Geminis. And I mean Scorpio. Yeah, I know Scorpios though.
Wait, what is it?
Libra.
Oh my God, that was my third guess on everything.
I believe you. I believe you.
I was close.
Like, does it show?
I was close. I'm not very good at guessing, but I was just one.
Oh my God, same. I learned the hard way not to play the guessing game. One time when I had just started this new job as a cashier, and the security guard who works there, like they've all been working with each other for years. I was like the newcomer. So they like brought me to the front desk, and they were all like talking, and they're like, "Oh, can you guess how old this guy is?" Like one of the coworkers. And I'm like, "Oh my God, I don't want to do this." Like I'm like, I don't know if I should. They're like, no, just guess. Like, how old do you think I am? I was like, 34. He's like, everybody looked at me like, the hell? I'm like, so you're not even in not the 30s? Okay, can I start over? Okay, so okay, so he's like, no, he's like in his early 20s. He never, for the 3 years that I worked there, never let me forget it. So we don't play the guessing game anymore. I learned my lesson.
Don't ask the honest people the guessing game.
Don't ask. Just don't ask.
No. Oh, shoot.
For 3 years working there, he kept bringing it up. Like, remember when you thought I was an elderly person? I'm like, well, to be fair, I mean, you're a security guard. I saw the mace, and I just, it screams maturity.
I assume, right? It's okay.
Right. A mature person carrying mace. That's what I thought.
Just always lie. Just go whatever you think it is. Just go like 5 years under.
Exactly. Like, oh my God, you're 15. Did you even come on?
You're not even graduated high school.
Come on, please. So, you finished the auditions, and you were told that you made the cut. Like, what happens after that? Like a typical day in the America's Next Top Model house, you're getting ready for a photo shoot. You wake up. Start me off from there. What happens?
It's not fun. Or at least our season was not fun. I feel like our season was the last one that was super duper strict. Like, we didn't get our phones. I was so mad the next season got their phones. We couldn't really talk to anyone. We were always on ice, which means you're not allowed to talk at all.
I heard about that I watched another person's America's Next Top Model video, and they said that they weren't allowed to talk unless the production gave them, and then the cameras were on them. So that's what happened on your season?
Same, but ours was like super duper strict. We didn't go out anywhere. We had no freedom whatsoever. We had to delete all of our social media platforms to be on the show, which really made me angry because they're like, don't worry, you'll get all your followers back. This year, finally, what is this, like 10 years later, I finally got my followers back, the same number that I had before I deleted it.
How?
So I was like, that really set me back. that was a hot mess. But yeah, we wake up, we go read the Tyra mail. They don't tell us nothing. We don't know anything the entire time. They're just like, get ready. I'm like, I wonder what I'm getting ready for. That would be nice to know. Should I wear a sweater or a swimsuit? Don't know anything. We scramble to get ready. They always make us hurry. We're always rushing. So we rush to get ready. We get in the limo and we're wait for like 5 hours. Don't talk. Like just hurry up and wait. It was always hurry up and wait. And then we go and they'd announce like what we're doing. And they wouldn't announce what we're doing until the cameras were actually rolling. So there was no like behind the scenes, okay, we're gonna go do this. We never knew. So like all the reactions are genuine because we don't know. So we shoot whatever it is, whether it's a challenge or a photo shoot or something, a go see something like that. And then go back, eat, and go back home and do it all over again.
How often did you guys do photo shoots?
Honestly, I don't remember, but I know it went in order. It was like challenge, something else, interviews, and then photo shoots. It was always in order.
Was it like every day? It wasn't every day, was it?
Not every day, no. Yeah, so like
what did you guys do the other days?
One day would be like the interviews, one day would be the challenges, photo shoot. But every day was something that we were shooting. But it was just like that one thing.
Did you ever feel like the challenges had no bearing on the final result? Like even though you did good in a challenge, a girl still could have been sent home?
Honestly, I feel like not the challenges, but definitely the photo shoots. The photo shoots, I think everyone kind of knew. I knew it was kind of rigged before I even got on the show. Like how the concept doesn't make any sense. One person picks your photo that no one else gets to see the batch of, and they say that's your best photo. Like we already knew that was rigged. Like, come on, that makes no sense. And Jay himself, the actual, the judge, he was like, yeah, no, I've actually seen some of the photos and I knew that wasn't the girl's best photo. So I was like, oh, if you say it.
That was always a theory of mine that they could literally change the narrative to fit whoever they want to send home and be like, oh, you actually got a terrible picture, when in reality they could have done amazing.
Absolutely. And the funny thing is we would always predict who was going to go home, and we were pretty much right every single time, just because we can follow like everyone. I feel like Cycle 13 was extra smart, but we just paid attention to the producers and how everything was progressing. The questions that they would ask us in our interviews, we're like, oh, okay, that person.
I see where this is going.
Like we could tell what was going to happen. Like, oh yeah, okay. Girl, watch out. I think it's you.
I mean, but how are you supposed to develop friendships and have relationships with the other girls if you can't even talk unless the cameras are on?
Well, I mean, we definitely could talk. The cameras were on for a really great amount of time. Like the cameramen just follow us everywhere. So for a lot of times we can talk, but it's mostly when we're like waiting for photo shoots or waiting for whatever they're setting up. Like they have to set up the set, and that takes a long time. And if we're waiting in the limo, there's no cameras. There's nothing for us to do. Usually we just can't talk. Or if we're waiting in the waiting room or backstage before a panel, can't talk usually because, you're waiting for them to set up that scene. But yeah, oh my God, our relationships are so close. Cycle 13 has to be the closest cycle of all.
I'm glad to hear that. I'm honestly glad to hear that.
Because they were trying so hard to create drama. It was hilarious. Like we even caught the cameraman once. They took someone's shirt and put it on someone else's bed. And we were like, we got you. You ain't gonna pull that junk. Because we all got along so well. They're like, you guys are so boring. Do something.
No, they're trying to cause drama.
I think we're also grateful because we were short and like shouldn't have been there. So we were like, we're not gonna cause no problems. What? No.
You guys are being too friendly. The producers are like, God damn it. Like, we gotta throw something wrench in there.
Throw a wrench. Someone fight.
Somebody fight. You know what? One of my theories is, you can tell me what you think about this. Sometimes they will purposely make someone have best picture like 5 weeks in a row so that they become the target. Come on.
Nicole was pretty much dominating our cycle the whole time. And they try to make it seem like she was the target, like by getting us to say things about her, but she was never we were always like, good job, Nicole. Like, oh my God, you killed that. Good job, girl. We were all so supportive, but they tried so hard to make it seem like we were kind of bullying her. Like I noticed the editing later on and I was like, that's not what happened.
That's my theory though. Cause I watched another cycle where there was one of the contestants who kept getting best picture, and I think it was like her 4th week getting best picture. And in my opinion, her photo was not the best. I thought it was like it wasn't like a terrible picture, but to me it was just okay. But again, it's just about trying to create drama by making this narrative of, oh, she's the target, she's the biggest threat in the house. And then
Mhm.
as soon as she got best photo, like Tyra even said, this has never happened in the history of the show, kind of again creating that type of like tense atmosphere. You can see they pan to the models are like, she won again, damn it.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I mean, it could easily, just like you said, like you could do great on the photo shoots and have good direction and follow instructions and be really professional, but someone can just pick a terrible picture of you and that's that.
Yep, and you'll never know it. You can't argue about it either. Yeah. I think a lot of other cycles had more of a competitive spirit, definitely. So ours was a little strange.
How was the direction from the photographers? Because now that you've done photo shoots outside of America's Next Top Model, how do they compare?
Honestly, like afterwards, it was just so easy. Like modeling for it, and I'm short, so like it was really, really easy afterwards. They are very helpful, and obviously they're famous photographers. We worked with world famous photographers, and just their direction is just like, oh my god, I see now, I get it now. So yeah, afterwards it was not a piece of cake, but it was pretty easy. They're like, follow Sunday's direction. I was like, shit, I don't know what I'm doing.
You come in as a second creative director, like, okay, guys, this is what we're doing today.
I wish. Oh my god.
Could you see yourself doing that, being a creative director?
No, because I think I'm too direct to be that. Like, I'm like, girl, you look like a dead fish. So, like I have a really funny personality, and I'm just so scared I would just like break someone's heart or say something mean. And I'm like, I'm just joking, but I'm not joking at the same time.
Have you like what were your good and bad memories of the photo shoots there? Like, did you feel like you got constructive feedback? Because sometimes I watch back the show and I feel as though the feedback they're giving is not really constructive. You know, I always say like when I'm posing my models, I'm like, okay, move your hand in, like, great job, do this, do a little bit of that. But sometimes it just feels like it's not very constructive and it's more like, okay, you're not doing this right. You know, but you as somebody like the model who was there, how did you feel about that? Did you feel like you got enough constructive feedback?
Definitely depended on the photographer, but most of the time, no. They didn't like direct you to help you. They just kind of told you you're doing something bad, and was like, well, how do I fix that? Like, you got to on the spot try and figure out what you should be doing, and that was not very helpful. And it's really stressful when they just point out flaws and don't help you. Like, okay, how do I? Tyra actually surprisingly was one of the best photographers. Like, she was so helpful, and she would like go out of her way to make sure she's highlighting your good side, you know what I mean, instead of just pointing out that something's bad. So yeah, that was a little stressful.
So yeah, I saw the photos that she took on the Hawaii photo shoot, and I know you've talked about this and a couple of other chats and everything, but that I actually did a reaction video to that photo shoot. So many people were outraged now in 2021 now. Crazy how like you were there though. What did like at the time, what did you think? Was it like okay to you? Were you like, oh, fun photo shoot, whatever? Or were you just kind of like, okay, I don't know about this?
Because, okay, so like I said, we don't know anything until we're literally in it, like doing it. So when she announced, like, the way she announced it, like you heard how she said it, that's exactly how we heard. She's like, we're doing this cool Hoppa theme, which is like mixed, and we want to, she sounded so excited about it and so passionate about it that we didn't really think it was a bad thing at all until the blackface went on to Jess, Jen. We're like, oh.
They didn't mention that to you guys? Like, hey,
no,
we're gonna
not. Like, we don't know anything. We're in the chair. We don't even know what they're doing to us at all. Like, until you're finished and you look in the mirror. So, like, we didn't know anything. And then she was like, we're going to turn you into white. Thank God her makeup wasn't good enough, because she was
what
like,
do you mean? Who?
Mine was, I was Moroccan and Russian, I think. So they wanted to make my skin white. And so she put like white makeup on, but luckily we're in Hawaii. It was like humid, and I don't know, her makeup sucked. So like I still looked black. So everyone's like, oh, Sunny looks great. I was like, actually, I had like white face on at the time, but you can't really tell. But yeah, we weren't shocked until we saw Jen in her black face and that like Indian head wrap thing. We're like, oh, that's a little extreme. So
oh my God.
We didn't know anything until it happens, like in the moment. And even then we're still like, well, it's Tyra, I guess it's fine.
I understand where you're coming from. And I would feel terrible if people were like making comments towards the models? Because you guys have nothing to do with that kind of stuff.
Thankfully, they didn't. No,
Good.
so
Okay, good.
far, even with Jen, I think so. She's really sick of seeing that image. By the way, she's so mad that thing is everywhere. She's like, "Why do they keep showing that?" When I'm like, I don't know, child." But yeah, luckily, no one really came for us because again, we didn't even know what's going on.
I mean, listen, sometimes in the moment too, you want to say no, but there's a lot of pressure on you. You know, there's a TV crew. It is run by Tyra Banks. I mean, you get a lot of she is it's very intimidating. So, and that just goes to any regular photo shoot situation. Sometimes you're in a position where you have the photographer trying to do this idea that maybe you didn't originally agree to, but you feel a pressure to do it. And you say yes at the time, but then like those are pictures that you regret. Like a lot of models have that sort of feeling.
Ooh, yes, I have a lot of those regret ones. Surprisingly, though, that one, it wasn't like a regret at the time because, as I said, it just slowly developed into, ooh, this is,
I don't know where
and
this is going.
Everyone else like goes off, on their own, and it's kind of takes a while for us to all come together. Like, ooh, you're doing blackface, and you have this, so it took a while for everything to like, oh, well, maybe it's fine. It's Tyra. That was kind of our mindset, like at the end of it. Like,
So I think it would be safe to say that maybe that wasn't like your most favorite photo shoot, but could you tell us which one was?
You know what? Surprisingly, that was one of my favorites until all that stuff happened. Because like the atmosphere of that entire shoot, we were in Hawaii. Tyra was shooting it herself, which is very rare that she actually does too. I think that was like one of the only times that she shot too. She was there. She was directing everything. That was the first time we actually got to like really interact with her because she was not on the show. She even sat and had lunch with us. I dropped my taco on the floor and it's like clay ground. I don't know. We were in a really strange place in Hawaii. Girl, tell me why she picked the taco up and dusted it off and told me to eat it. I was like, oh, this is like a mother. She's like, yes, my models need to eat. I was like, I could have just got another taco, but all right.
I would have got you a new taco. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I think because she was so excited about that, it was such a pleasant environment, and it wasn't until everything started actually going that it went down south. But yeah. Other ones that I liked photo shoots. I really love this Cirque du Soleil one where we went to Vegas and we got trained by real Cirque du Soleil performers, and they taught us how to do all this stuff in the air. That was so much fun.
See, I didn't. Okay, so for anyone listening or watching, I haven't watched all the episodes, and I told Sunday this because I do reaction videos, so I was like waiting. And me and Sunday hopefully will be doing a reaction video to one on her season very soon. So we'll both have that, and Sunday can give us some inside information, like
Always funny,
behind the scenes exclusive.
Yeah, and the stuff that comes out, it's like never the same.
I mean, that's what we want. We want to hear from the source. We can only assume and we can only speculate what happens on the show. I find that my theories are pretty on point, though.
That's good.
One of my theories, and you can tell me if this is wrong or right, is that you guys don't get a lot of time to practice beforehand for these photo shoots or even runways. How true is that?
None at all. They, like I said, they tell us here's the camera. Okay, action. Today you're gonna be doing this right now. Go. Like, what? Can I even I need to like mentally prepare myself something? No. And even like when we're in the chair getting our makeup done, we still sometimes don't know what we're getting ready for. Like,
how long do you guys like, how long is it that you guys have to model, or is it just you take as long as you need to get the right shot?
Oh, it takes a while because it's a huge production. They have a very big set to set up, huge team, and of course they have to get all of the girls ready. And they try to go through us in like batches, but it takes a whole day.
So what about you? Like, how long do you have to do your individual photo shoot?
Surprisingly not long. For us to like spend so much time preparing, you don't get that long. I honestly, I don't know if it was like it felt short because all the pressure or if it actually was short, but I don't know. I would say 30 minutes, less than 30 minutes, maybe. It's like bam, 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 bam. Okay.
30?
Less than 30.
That's for one outfit for me, I take like 45 minutes. but that's like individual attention, and we're really like spending time like, how are you doing? How's your family? And, you know, we go out and we scout and everything. So for a huge production, 30 minutes actually doesn't seem like that much.
Definitely much less than that for each girl, because they have all the girls to go through. Yeah. It's pretty fast.
Did you feel like you really learned through the direction of each photographer that when you were doing these photo shoots?
Yeah, definitely. And Nigel, he was one of my favorites. I loved him. He's just so sweet. He's like a real photographer. Like, even though I just felt like everything was a show, everything was rigged and stuff, but he, like, when he was shooting you, he was a real photographer. He was there to do his job, and it showed, like, directing you the right way, giving you feedback, stuff like that. So I really like that.
One of the photo shoots that I needed to talk to you about is the one where you guys went underwater, because at first when I watched it, you know, they were like, oh, you guys are going to be safe. You guys are going to be fine. I was like, okay. Like they wouldn't put you under there if it wasn't 100% safe.
What I thought. I saw warning signs all around the beach. I was like, where are we?
Wait, hold on. You froze.
That was a mess.
Sunday, you froze.
Am I back?
Okay, you're back.
Oh no. Okay, am I back?
Okay, wait. Yeah. Okay, you're back. You're gonna have to say that. You're gonna have to act your way back to that point. Show us your best Oscar performance.
I only said it was a mess, so that was great.
Okay,
sorry.
So
the question is,
wait.
How was
you froze again?
The shoot or the no?
Okay, you're fine. You're good now. You're back. You're back in action. Okay.
It's the devil. It's the devil. That cursed episode.
It's the contract devil. He's like, don't speak out, Sunday. You can't talk about this.
Oh God.
What ended up happening is I was kicked out of Zoom. The whole chat just shut. And then I had to text Sunday, like, okay, I have no idea what just happened. So we're back. And Sunday switched up her location, just like we do in modeling and photography, right?
Oh, guys, switch it up.
So what I wanted to talk to you about before the chat conveniently got shut. Listen, somebody from America's, like the FBI agents, like, oh, they're talking about it. Shut it.
First.
You ever get like, you know the FBI jokes where it's like, oh, they're listening.
I swear
getting that advertisement. The underwater shoot. When I first watched that, they said during the photo shoot, like, oh, this is safe. Like, don't worry. I don't know actually if they said it's safe, but I was assuming it was, because they wouldn't do it if it wasn't safe.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever doubt its safety when they told you about the concept?
Oh, right away. Because it's kind of a two-part thing. We first had the challenge, and then the next day was the underwater photo shoot. The challenge was we had to jump off this giant cliff in Hawaii into the water and pose as you're falling. There's signs as we were pulling up, like, don't enter this beach, it's dangerous, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, why are we over here then? So that was like the first no. And then we see like the water is really active, like the waves are really going, and there's sharp, pointy rocks at the bottom. So I'm like, what if we just like hit a rock accidentally? It wasn't safe at all, in my opinion. And then they're like, look, when you hit the water, you have to swim really, really fast to the lifeboats because they can't get that close to the edge because, you know, it's dangerous because there's too many waves. I'm like, if it's dangerous for the boats, makes you think it's dangerous for me. And like, none of us are super great swimmers. I don't know. This is all just not okay. But I was like, whatever. I'm super excited. I'm going to jump off this cliff and pose. So I jump off the cliff and I smacked up against the water in a weird way. And I ended up hitting like a rock somewhere. I don't really know what happened. It was so fast. It was like, bah, 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 and I just got really jacked up. And my ear was bleeding and it hurt so bad. And I was like struggling to swim to like the little lifeboat thing. And we get back up and like my ear's bleeding and I'm like trying to be a trooper kind of. I'm just like, oh yeah, this really hurts, but I don't want to like make it a big deal, which is so funny because they ended up making it a huge deal. So I'm like, yeah, my ear's really messed up. And they're like, are you okay? Do you want to like, what do you want to do? I'm like, oh, I think it's fine. So I go back to the what is it, the house, and they have this guy here to train us how to use a regulator. So we're in our pool using the regulator for tomorrow's shoot. And he's like supposed to be training us on how to use it. During the whole practice, I couldn't do it. So I'm like, I can't do it in a pool. I'm pretty sure I can't do it in the ocean. Like I couldn't breathe. Like I do have asthma. I wasn't trying to use that as an excuse, but like some people just, that's not their thing.
But that is an excuse though.
It really is. I'm like,
very valid excuse.
Like I could barely like sit under the water for like very long with it, and I would just like the thing is really hard to breathe out of. I have no idea how they do it, but yeah, it wasn't for me. Next day is the shoot, and my ear hurts even more. I didn't mention it until I actually got into the water. Like, I mentioned it in the beginning. I think I said like, yeah, I did mess up my ear yesterday, so I'm a little worried about going too deep, because I don't even know if they showed this. They had weights on our feet so that we would sink to the bottom. And that means you can't get up to get air, and you just have to rely on the regulator, which I already couldn't use. So I'm like, I'm not about to put no weights on my feet. I need to be able to swim up so I can get air, because I can't use this thing that well. I wouldn't say all this, but I'm just thinking this like, oh God, I'm going to die. So I go out there and I try my best. I was doing really well. I still was getting my shots. As you saw, I did not have the worst photo. And they just turned this whole thing into like I was complaining, and it's so weird because that's not how it went down at all. And even when you saw Jay like interviewing me, he's like, so yeah, I heard you have something wrong with your ear. Like he's asking me these things, which is why I was telling him that. Like I wasn't like, oh, I have this, I have this, I have this. They were asking me. And like I said, the girls were really smart. We could figure out who they're trying to eliminate beforehand just by the way that the judges interact with us, the questions that they ask us. So Jen, she pulls me aside. She's like, hey, don't mention anything else about your ear or not being able to breathe. Just go out there and do it, because I have a feeling like this is going against you. And I'm like, oh shoot, I didn't even notice. Like I thought he was concerned. He was like asking me. So yeah, I went down there. I did my shoot, and they're like, Sundai, we're gonna have you do it again, as if I didn't do a good enough job. So like, okay, I'll go out again. But I'm pretty sure I got the shot already. But I was like, oh, I'll do it again anyways. So we go down there, we do it again. And of course, the next day they just drug me. Like, you were complaining the whole time. And there's plenty of people who do skydiving, or what is it called?
Like underwater diving.
Yeah, there's plenty of people who do it with asthma. There's people that do it all the time. And they didn't show how my ear got injured. They didn't even mention that my ear was injured, like that it got injured in your shoot. Not that I had like an ear infection or something. They just tried to make it seem like it was just me with a bunch of excuses. I was like, no, like the pressure, you can't go underwater after like damaging your ear. That's so dangerous. I'm just like, you guys suck.
That's extremely that one I just dangerous.
Felt so robbed. I was like, I wasn't even complaining. I was out there being a trooper, trying to get my shot no matter what. And I didn't even have the worst photo. So I'm like, shouldn't like perseverance have counted in that? Not trying to say I was complaining about everything. And it's so weird. They cut the things in the way. Like they asked me like what these things. I wasn't saying them. So yeah, I felt a little robbed there. That one made me mad.
There are certain prompts for certain responses that they want from the girls, is what I've been noticing. This is all to fit their storyline. It's to fit a storyline. And I think that you maybe didn't give in to like the response that they wanted. So maybe that's why they made you go in a second time.
I think so. It was just wasn't making any sense. I was like, I can tell this, y'all are setting me up. But
they probably wanted you to complain about going in a second time. Like, oh, my ears. I sure
did. And I was like, I'm going to do a great job. That's fine. Yeah. Cause like, even like when they ask you questions, the way the interviews are set up so that they can use it pretty much anywhere they would like to. So like, when they say, we'll ask you a question, make sure that you respond as if we didn't ask you the question. So what do you think about Nicole? I think Nicole is, that's how you have to talk. Otherwise they can't use it. So they tell us this. So it's just like,
Did you read the comments in the video where I reacted to that episode? So many people.
I did see a few of them. I wish they were there that day. I'm like, where are y'all? Where were y'all? Y'all could have helped me out, because these people ain't got no sense. They were so sweet. I'm shocked of how supportive your subscribers are.
The commenters were saying that this is so extremely unsafe. And these are things that maybe the average person wouldn't know about. You know, underwater diving, you think a show, America's Next Top Model, that's so big, it has a huge production. They wouldn't put their girls in risky situations. But it definitely happens, and there's so many commenters with so much knowledge, like actual underwater divers who commented and were like, I do this for a living, I'm a professional, I would have never like recommended this is extremely unsafe. So we heard from people who have actually been doing, and people who have trained divers, people who have taken diving courses.
Yeah, you have to take like a 3-day course or a 2-day course or something like that, right? Not a in your pool for
in a floaty pool. like a blow up pool or something. What kind of pool was it?
Deep. It wasn't deep at all. I had to sit Indian style, I think, to get my head under. So it's like, no. That's where we were practicing, in the shallow end.
They get like one of those like air pumps. They're like, okay, this is where you're gonna practice today. Okay, you ready, Sunday? We know you got the ear infection. We see your ear bleeding. Is that okay? You're good?
You're fine.
You need a Kleenex for that, sweetie?
Yes, like, that would make me so mad. I didn't like, that was just wrong.
Here's the thing. What happens if you can't swim?
Right?
What are you supposed to do?
Actually, I can't swim, so they would have been like, well, models should be able to do everything.
Oh, that's right. You should. Sunday, you should have been able to do it.
Cook, you have to be a Cirque du Soleil performer, like all kind of stuff.
You gotta juggle, you gotta skydive. Do you know how to skydive? You don't? God. You're not a real model, Sunday. No. Have you ever juggled fire sticks? No.
No, you can't model.
No, you're out. You're eliminated.
What do you mean you never hunted a bear? Girl, I tell you this.
By the way, your elimination. No, why am I laughing? Like it was sad.
How many people said it was so sad? I was like, sad. Oh God.
It was
I
sad.
couldn't even watch.
I love how we started laughing at that. That was actually so sad. Like you broke my heart.
So many people
I just wanted to let you know.
So sad. I'm like, it was sad because I was like betrayed.
How were your fans' reaction and response to your elimination?
Yeah, they kept saying it was really, really sad. Like Sundays was so sad. Like out of all of them, they were really, really sad and blah, blah, blah. But nobody felt like I got gypped at the time because nobody knew what was going on. They're like, oh, she shouldn't have complained. I was like, no, it's not what happened. Like, I'm not even trying to like justify me like losing. Like, I wouldn't mind losing. Like, I thought I was gonna lose a long time ago, but not go out like that. Like, don't lie on me. Like, just cut me for being, not having the best photo. Don't lie on me. So, and it was worse that I didn't have the worst photo, like, on top of that. So I'm like, I'm getting cut for something else that isn't even true. Like, that really sucked.
I definitely don't think you had the worst photo. I think it's very admirable that you went in a second time when you had an ear infection. God bless you. Mm-hmm. An ear injury, yes. And asthma. Are we getting the asthma? And you know what? Look, you don't have to say it. I'm going to say it. The fact that Mr. J tried to use the excuse that, a lot of there's a lot of divers who have asthma. They're professional divers who train. Sunday, have you been training and diving for the last
I don't even go under the bathtub.
You didn't even go under the bathtub. That's it. Case closed. I just have to say that one thing, people were commenting a lot about that he was making that comparison. I don't think it was a fair comparison. And I think you did your absolute best in that situation.
And even in there, which I think that was what made me even more mad. They're like, yeah, you didn't have the worst photo, but we're sending you home anyways because you were complaining. I was just like, what?
You said like, well, you answered one question. They're like, what's your favorite color? It's purple. Well, she was complaining because of the purple.
You only see purple, so that's not a very good.
Get her out. She's out.
Yeah, it was just that was nuts. I should have made a bigger deal about getting injured is what should have happened, but I was like trying not to complain or come off like I can't do something. So I should have going back. That's what I should have did. I should have made a huge deal. I should have went to the hospital. That should have been it. They should have recorded you there. So would it be safe to say that the editing wasn't always accurate on the show? Oh, absolutely. And of course, they're filming so much. There's no way in the world they can put all that stuff in there. But I feel like they definitely should have mentioned that I got injured. And I don't think they even mentioned. I only watched it once, but I'm pretty sure they didn't even mention it.
The only reason I knew is because you mentioned an ear injury, but I didn't watch you going down the cliff. I only watched the photo shoot portion, to be honest with you.
Yeah. It was
But I
the
do
other before
was one
that, yeah.
before that, yeah, where you jumped off the cliff. But I could
Mhm.
like what can you learn as a model jumping off a cliff and posing? Like what kind of photo shoot situation are you going to be in where you have to do that?
I've still yet to see this magazine of these women in the air. I haven't seen it yet, but
The real
maybe.
question is, have you used that like experience to model today? Have you done
Have you
anything?
used any of that? No, not yet.
We should redo that. We'll redo that.
We have to. If we don't find some cliffs, it'll be all for nothing, and I'll be very
We should like
upset.
jump into those like giant foam pools,
At least that would be safer.
right? Your safety is my priority. I would never put my girls through that. Are you serious? Never.
Right, right. You are so sweet. Oh my god.
I could never. I could never do that. Moving on from the by the way, is there anything else from the underwater shoot that we didn't? Did you guys see any sharks?
No,
Am I being
no.
dramatic?
Somebody said they saw a turtle, but I didn't see one. But yeah, that was it.
You guys see Ariel down there? You guys went pretty far.
Fish. I was
she down
freaking
there?
hallucinating down there when no, I didn't see her. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It was so fast, in and out. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, the photographer for that shoot, I don't remember who he was. He was somebody famous, but oh god, he was awful. He was so mean. Like really mean. Like the whole vibe was just bad that day. He was really, really mean. He's like, Sunday can't go very deep underwater. I'm like, no, I can't. So do your job. We still ended up getting a great shot. Like he was so mad that I couldn't put the weights on my feet. I'm just like,
he's mad because you don't have 30 years of diving experience.
Oh, just
unrealistic expectations.
I'm telling you.
How is he even supposed to be giving direction underwater? Like, how are you supposed to even take direction under there? Like, can you even see anything?
None. And then you get up and he's just angry that you didn't go deep enough. I'm like, okay.
Is that what you're mad about? I'm still alive. We should be celebrating. This is a celebration.
I'm under the water. That's as good as it's gonna get.
Listen, like I said in my video, I would have done the same thing as you. Just went a little bit under the surface, get your shot. Okay, we're done. Where's lunch?
Oh, where's lunch?
Where's lunch?
That's the best part.
I said literally same. That's all I care about. Listen, I don't know about you, but anytime I go somewhere, the first question I'm like, is there food?
Yes. It's the most important. That's going to determine my attitude, how long I'll be here.
Exactly. It's an important question. I'm sorry that the photographer was mean. Were the other photographers on the show really receptive, really nice, professional?
Yeah, I think for the most part, pretty much all the photographers, he was the only one that I was like, ew. Yeah, all the rest of them were really, really nice. Even all of the celebrity guests were nice, besides, surprisingly, Kim Kardashian, which I never wanted to mention because I know she has such a cult. I don't want them attacking me. But yeah, she was surprisingly not nice.
I mean, like if you met her personally.
Yeah, she came off as nice, and then as soon as it was time to like start filming, all of a sudden she was like super mean. So I was like, what's going on? You just switched it up.
To you?
And she was like, yeah, she was like, for a lot of girls. And she was like making fun of my voice and stuff. I'm like, you don't know me. So that's so weird because every other celebrity judge kind of went out of the way to give like constructive criticism and be nice. Like she was kind of just, no, she wasn't very nice. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like when people try to act like they're holier than thou. And especially like criticizing your voice. I know that Tyra also did that too.
Yeah, but like I know Tyra a little bit. You know what I mean? I don't know that.
Yeah, I get you. I get you. You can roast me if you're friends with me.
I don't know you. Yeah, it was just weird because she switched it up. So I was like, ooh, rather stay.
You think it was for the camera?
I think it was. Yeah. Or they like gave her some things that she needed to like point out or something. I don't know what was going on.
They gave her things she needed to point out. They have a list. Okay, now we're going to talk about Sundai's voice. Yes, and her ear. Did you forget her ear infection? She complained about it 30 times. Mentioned that she complained about it. When in reality, you said like one thing. Like, oh, my ear kind of hurts. That's it. You mentioned it one time. Do you think that they they do purposely mention things just for the narrative of it all.
Oh, absolutely, all the time. Like when they were trying to create the Nicole drama, I just kept remembering my interview. What kept being like Nicole questions. Like, why are they all Nicole questions? You know, they got to create something.
I don't know about the Nicole drama.
She's the one that won. No, it's not bad. It's not bad. She's the one that won, but they kept like trying to make her the victim. So yeah, they were like really pushing for things.
One thing I do want to ask you about, did you ever feel like your height was a disadvantage? Because if I remember correctly, you were the shortest one out of the shortest cycle on the show.
Exactly.
Yeah, 5'3".
Definitely. I felt like having long proportions in certain spots, like your neck and your torso, it really does help, in my opinion, with high fashion, which was mostly what we were shooting. We're not shooting like commercial stuff. So yeah, I definitely felt a disadvantage, like big time there. Like, because they always judged on, oh, you look so long. I'm like,
But here's the thing with that. That is a photographer's responsibility to get those good angles of each model. Every model is different. You know, think about when photographers shoot with celebrities, they're not exactly, you know, model types. They're not always 6 foot. So you have to kind of cater to each person and find which angle works best, how to elongate their body, make them look taller. And I feel like it's always a collaboration between model and photographer. So the fact that, you know, the height to me is just so crazy, because I've worked in LA with so many models who are not 6 foot. And I find that they're still the most amazing models. And I don't really consider height being an issue for a model.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. Well, I think this whole cycle was about height. So they really try to like emphasize, like, oh, you're short. You have to do more. You're short. You have to do this. You're so short.
Did you get that type of reaction after the show too when you were modeling?
Oh my gosh, no. But the what is it? The fans, they drug me to filth. Holy poop.
Why?
I mean, like the forums and stuff. I couldn't even go on there. They were just dragging me. Sundai is so short. Get her out of here. Da 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 da.
Because you're short? Because your height?
Yeah. There was this one picture that was circulating the internet for so long where someone like cropped my head just onto some feet. I was so mad, but it was funny as heck. Like I could. I was like, okay, that's good. That's a good one. But yeah, they're like, she's so short. Oh my God. Like that's not a model height.
Here's the thing though. And now in the digital age, Instagram has changed so much of what a model is.
My gosh, the game has changed.
It's changed. Time. You don't have to be 6'17" to be a model. You could be our height. I'm 5'2". I'm shorter than you.
Oh, I would never model. Are you?
I'm 5'2".
Oh shoot! I didn't know that. Yay!
I mean, I would never. I don't really like modeling. I don't like modeling at all. Like I don't even like having my picture taken, to be honest.
Oh my God, what?
I don't. I'm like super awkward. I would be the worst. Like I just laugh the whole time.
You like know how to direct people like perfectly. How is that even possible?
I get so embarrassed like having attention on me, or like people like when I take Instagram pictures, when I absolutely have to, I'll be like, okay, like take a couple. Okay, that's it. Bye. And my sister's like, I literally didn't even take anything.
Oh my God, what? That's crazy.
I just think it's a photographer thing.
What? No. I feel like you guys should be like the best ones at taking photos of yourself.
We can't take our own advice. We literally can't.
That does not help.
So you feel like Instagram has now kind of changed the society, like the standards a little bit of what a model is, because now you're seeing all these influencers who again don't fit the mold of what a model technically is by standards. And it's kind of, to me, it's helping change that for the better, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, it changed big time. And it was so weird because it changed right when I was this type of I keep calling on a real model. I don't know what to call it. Industry model.
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden everything was switching to online. And I feel like a lot of the industry models struggled because they were like, What do we do? Do we hop on the bandwagon? Do we shame them? Do we say that's not modeling? Like everybody was so confused. They didn't know what to do. But yeah, it for me being shorter, I thought that really helped to open up a couple of doors and stuff. And a lot of people that wanted to model but didn't have like the perfect proportions got an opportunity to do so. So yeah, I think it was a good thing in the long run. At first, everybody was just like, "What's going on?" Because new stuff,
Absolutely.
anything new.
One question that I got to ask all of you guys, do you feel like America's Next Top Model prepared you for the real world of modeling?
That's a tough one. I'm gonna say yes. Not modeling per se, but the industry. So I got really familiar with working with photographers and makeup artists and huge production teams and being on set. Stuff like that was actually really, really helpful. How to run a set, how to be on set, how to act on set. As far as for like a photo shoot, like I got some feedback, so it was really good to know what my flaws were so I can try and counteract those things. But modeling, not so much, because we didn't really go on go-sees. We didn't really figure out how to make a lookbook or go into agencies that much. Like we did like one, but it wasn't like in depth. You know what I mean?
So how was it going to, you went to agencies after the show, right? How was that?
Thank God I got signed pretty much right away. This guy, he's so amazing, Ben. He signs pretty much most of the top models, and he gets the top models that are looking for acting work mostly. So yeah, he signed me right away. We did a whole bunch of jobs with him. He's so amazing. So I didn't have to like struggle and go into a whole bunch of agencies and try to get signed. So I was pretty lucky.
So when you showed them your portfolio, what was their response? Were you able to still use all your pictures?
Oh my God. The runner-up, Laura, she was complaining about this too. She's like, every time I would bring my portfolio in, it was just a joke. They're like, "What is this?" And I was like, "Yeah, just keep flipping. It doesn't get better." It just like, why are you at Cirque du Soleil? Why are you on a horse naked? Why are you like, none of the portfolio was not helpful whatsoever. Like, do you have any headshots?
You don't get any headshots?
No, we get the photos that we took in the photo shoots from the show, which were
no
extreme.
headshots.
Okay, we got you underwater drowning. Do you just have a swimsuit shot? It's a normal one or a? So I pretty much had to do my whole portfolio all over again.
You are not the first person to say this.
Yeah, because we got those photos, which are really extreme. Like crazy, so it wasn't very helpful.
Yeah, because agencies are really looking for something a little bit more natural. Like there wasn't even like one picture.
They want to know what you look like. Like you can't see what I look like when I'm half Moroccan and Russian. Like that's not me. So I had to do pretty much everything all over again. Like, oh, I thought
this was keep any of the pictures.
No, I mean, I kept them. We kept them, but like
for your book.
Yeah, I left them in there. They were in the back. Yeah.
They were okay.
If you would like to keep flipping,
just keep scrolling.
They're in
going.
Yeah.
Pages 40 through 50 towards the end. Yeah.
Extreme. It starts getting extreme right there. Okay.
That's shocking to me that a modeling competition wouldn't supply you with at least like a comp card or like a headshot.
No, actually,
what about a comp card?
The photo shoot where Tyra did our shoot with the head wraps and stuff, I used that one for the most part when I was just starting off for so many gigs or like applying for stuff because I just didn't have anything that looked normal. Like that one, at least I had on natural makeup. My hair was covered, but at least I had on natural makeup. So for a short time, it worked. And then I had to go out and get some real ones.
Listen, if you need an updated headshot, let me know.
Let me lose this weight. I'll come back to you.
You look gorgeous. What do you mean lose
so sweet. I'll be back soon.
Look, and your hair looks beautiful, and your neck is gorgeous.
You're just so sweet.
Seriously, I don't know why. I don't know. I just can't believe that.
You are so sweet. Yeah, as you guys, well, I don't know if you know, but I got really, really sick like 2 years ago. It's like some brain condition. It's been jacking me up. I've been so jacked, but I went on steroids for a long time and it blew me up. It made me gain so much weight. It was mostly in my face. So it took so long. I finally got off of them, but it takes about a year for them to get out of your system. So yeah, I just been like struggling with trying to go back to my original size because I'm not meant to be big. Like I have a very small frame. My parents are small. I was always small, so yeah, I'm just not used to this much weight. Like everybody's like, you're fine. I'm like, for me, this is too much.
Yeah,
Just
no,
for
I
me.
understand. I understand, especially as a model, you get so many
Uh,
comments on your looks and your body so
yeah.
much. I can only imagine how difficult it is to deal with that.
Yeah, and it was so drastic because it was like overnight. I just blew up like really, really quickly. So I'm not used to not looking like myself. So I'm like, I don't want to take photos. I don't know who that girl is. I want to take photos looking like myself. So pretty much just stopped taking photos like altogether. Like my last Instagram like 5 posts is like my bedroom. Like I'm like never posting photos anymore. They're like, where did you go? I'm like, I'll be back. Just give me some time.
You know what? I think that's a very like healthy thing to do for you too, like mentally, to not push yourself or force yourself to do things if you're not ready for that, you
Yeah,
know?
I'm totally not comfortable. Like I went out shooting a while ago and I was like, I hate all of these because I don't even look like myself. So
What? Yeah, give yourself a break. You know, even as a photographer, I post like once a month. Okay, I don't. I'm like, I
dang.
don't feel like doing this.
She's like, I don't want to, so I'm not gonna.
Well, I haven't been taking new pictures, and then sometimes I just feel like I'm just like I'm not. I don't feel motivated. I'm just not in the mood. I'm not in the mood.
Ooh,
That's the
yeah.
phrase. You're just not in the mood. And if you're not feeling, then don't do it. You know, whatever
Yeah.
makes you comfortable.
Right. Thank you. I'm glad you understand.
Of course, yeah. Of course, I got you.
I'm feeling this blue eyeshadow. You need to come over here and help me out. I got
It
one
was
color.
$2.
Okay, that makes it even
Two
greater. You
dollars.
done turned $2 into all this.
Thank you. I bought like every shade. I'm like $2. Let me get all of them. They're
That was
amazing. Do
smart.
you want
That
me to
was
send you
smart.
some? Do you want me to send you some?
What is the brand? What is it? Like I'll look it
It's
up.
called LA. It's called LA. I'll get it for you. I can send it to you. I can send you a whole box. I got you.
No, don't be. Shipping
I'm
is
sending it to
expensive.
you.
You need to come over here. Is what need to happen.
I'm Arab. I love to send gifts. What else? What do you want? Do you want these? Do you like these cookies, Pepperidge Farm?
Oh, those are fire.
I got you. What flavor do you want? What flavor? I swear to God.
You are
What do you want?
so sweet.
I'm writing it down. What flavor do you want? Oatmeal
Stop it.
raisin?
No, stop. You were too sweet.
I'm just gonna have you're gonna make me send you some random cookies. Oh, I'm gonna have to guess. So I'm gonna definitely send you the goodie box after this. But before I do that though, and get all the flavors that you like, your life after the show. Or by the way, did I miss out anything from the show that you wanted to talk about? Because I didn't really watch too much of it. This sounds terrible. I'm supposed to be doing an interview about this. It's about you mostly.
Don't worry, I hardly remember it. No, I think that's pretty much it. It's not too much going on. I think a lot of people want to know how they can get on the show. I get that question a lot, like
Ooh,
how do I
okay.
get on the show? So there's so many girls I noticed that went there with so much makeup on, like full face, baked. Like yes, you look amazing. And I even know girls that went and got their hair done, got their nails done, all this stuff, but actually they want the opposite of all of that. Like just come in there looking as natural as possible, really clean face, simple outfit, like a tank top, some leggings, high heels. Some girls didn't even come with heels. I'm like, it's a modeling competition.
I hate wearing heels. Do you like wearing heels?
I hate them. Absolutely hate them.
Same. Sneakers all the way.
Yeah, and everyone want to know too, why was the short cycle the only cycle that didn't wear heels? We were told to only wear flats, so we all had to bring flats unless we're like on the runway or something. So yeah, they wanted to show our true height, so they didn't want anyone wearing heels. But yeah, they just want to know about like auditioning and stuff. So I was like, yeah, just be natural. Like don't overdo it.
How interesting that you mentioned that people asked you a lot about like not wearing heels on the show, but you guys were actually told not to do that. Is there anything else that kind of sticks out where the show told you not to do it, but people would always be like, why did you do this? But it was because the show told you guys not to.
Yeah, I think the heels was the biggest thing. Like, why are the girls only wearing flats? Why are you guys always wearing flats? That was such a big thing. And I was like, oh, I guess I didn't even notice until I saw the other cycles. I was like, oh, they got heels on. The other thing was we had to be really ridiculously excited at all times. Like, so we would have to redo takes. Like Tyra's coming in, we need more energy, more like just obnoxiously excited. So I think that's why I can't watch the cycle because it's so cringy. I'm like, what is this? So yeah, every time they would like do it over, a lot more energy, a lot of it, way more energy. Like I don't know why they had us so spazzy, but yeah, it was a lot.
I mean, after like take 15, do you even want to walk into the room if people aren't really, they're like, they're welcome. We've been doing this for the last 20. Is that one good? Should we redo? Okay, let's redo it. Stephanie, get the boom mic back on. Yeah. Okay. So we'll do that again one more time from the top.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So we had to be like really excited at all times. So they're like, Cycle 13 is a little spazzy. Yeah, we were.
Do you feel like you were genuinely yourself and you were portrayed accurately?
Honestly, I'd have to rewatch it to be.
You seem sweet as ever on there, though. From what I saw,
few scenes that I knew were taken out of context. Like I don't remember what it was, but I just know it was one that was talking about one of the other contestants. I'm like, that's not actually what I said. I was talking about a completely different topic. But all right, stuff like that. But for the most part, I think they portrayed me pretty accurately, but just too hyper, too like I'm already a hyper person, so that was like me on like crack.
Were you they influenced you, huh? They were like, let's get that more. 15, take 15
more.
Little do people screaming. Little do people know life after America's Next Top Model, because life goes on. Now you went to Korea, then you went to Japan. What happened? What happened between America's Next Top Model and then going to Korea?
Well, I did a little bit of acting and like a lot of auditions. I got some roles, but it wasn't until I got Power Rangers that I was just through. I needed a break. And I was already planning on going to Korea anyways. But yeah, that was just a push to make me go faster. Basically, I booked Power Rangers and they cut me for being Black. It like, to make the long story short, it was a lot of work. Again, a whole bunch of auditioning, so much of my time, so much money driving up to LA to do all of these. Go past the chemistry read, everything else. We see the contract. My agent is so excited. We're all excited. I'm like, oh, I'm going to New Zealand to go be a Power Ranger. And then later on I get the call and they're like, yeah, they ended up not choosing you because they already have someone Black. And he's not even Black. He's Brazilian. He's just dark on there, and they want like, you know, like a more of a balance. I'm like, is two Black people too much balanced? And he's not Black. So it was just, I thought that was so jacked up. So like, I didn't make a big deal out of it because it was a race thing and the internet was already blowing up about it. But yeah, that was the like kick in my butt. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go take a break. I'm going to go travel the world like I want to, and end up getting huge modeling deal in Korea anyways. And stayed there a year, came to Japan because I really wanted to be in Japan, but it was like so hard to get over here. I was like, dang, y'all want so much from me. So yeah, after that, came to Japan and supposed to stay 1 year. Here I am, almost year 6.
That's amazing. I love it. I know. And you talk about how tough I saw the visa application. I was I was like, oh, I could stay there. Like, no, you really, really can't. It's not that easy.
You cannot. It's not. It's so hard. You have to have a job or you have to be extremely rich.
I guess I guess I'm staying here.
I
guess Zoom chat next week.
I'm telling you.
So wait, I just gotta ask, why Korea? Like, what made you think of like, okay, I want to go to Korea?
Well, that was a culture I was interested in for a really long time. I love Korean food. I love Korean men. I love like the culture, all that stuff. Like I've already said food, but yeah, I was really interested in going over there. That one was quite a shock because it wasn't what I expected it to be. Still, oh my God, so much fun over there. Like Korea.
What did you expect though?
Because I lived there, so it's a lot different from traveling. I don't sugarcoat stuff. I wasn't expecting them to be so racist, but they weren't just racist like Black people racist. They're racist towards anyone dark. So they go out of their way to have the lightest skin possible. Even dark Koreans get like shamed and stuff like that. So I got spit on like my first week there. Yeah, Stop. My first week. I was so over it so fast because I had such high expectations and I didn't know this at all. And that was my first time going there. So it was so like, I don't know, it was such a shock. And for me, I just remember towards the end, I was saying to myself, like, I don't want to live somewhere where people hate you for no reason. It's kind of sucked walking around knowing like someone doesn't want you here, you're bothering someone, or someone doesn't like you. Like, that's a really bad feeling. And it's like, you're not even doing anything. I'm not one of them ghetto loud Black girls or anything like that. I'm not crowd surfing or getting into fights or anything like that. So it's just like, this isn't for me. You know, I have a long life to live. I don't need to be here. And I mean, I was making bank. To this day, I still am not making that much money. Like, I was making so much money. My job was great. My apartment was great. So to like get up and leave all of that just for that, it's kind of serious. But that people visit, they're like, I had no problem. I'm like, that's because you didn't live there. You gotta be there for a while.
How long were you there for?
Just 1 year. I had a contract for 1 year that was renewable. I was supposed to renew, and they even offered me an even better position. But I was like, oh, you know, I'm sorry, I'm gonna go. But I will fulfill my obligation this 1 year. Yeah, it was the discrimination and the rudeness. Like, people push you and shove you, and just general rudeness. Like, service is really bad. It's just too much rudeness, and on top of that, discrimination. I was like, I'm ready to go.
Had I been there, I would have. I have a really big mouth. If I ever see something like that happen to one of my friends, I'm there just like, excuse me, you want to say that again? I mean, I'm small, but
feisty. I love
small, but feisty. Like, I will do. Put me in jail. What do you got? I don't care. It's fine.
What you gonna do? It's just so, it was just sad. Like, I couldn't even get angry. I was just sad. So like, I should go. This is not okay. Like, what's wrong with y'all? It was mostly the old people, just to clarify. Like, the young generation were really more open-minded and stuff. The older generation, they got some growing to do.
I'm sorry. That's really terrible. You don't deserve that. Like, I don't know. It's so crazy.
Like, I felt bad for the dark Koreans. Like, dang, they have to live through that.
I'm sorry. I just want you to know.
No, but don't get me wrong. It was so much fun. I had a great experience and I would not take it back. I don't need to live there longer than 1 year.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Do you feel like that's also something that happens in Japan too?
Surprisingly, no. Everyone asked me that, like, is it racist over here? It's not. Japan has a completely different problem, and it doesn't have to do with race. They're just like, it's a society of like, yes polite, help everyone, but deep down they like, I can't stand you, I don't want to do this, I hate everything. It's not towards one person. Like, I just hate how fake they are here, and it's a good thing though. It's like a positive fakeness, but I feel so bad for them. I'm like, if you don't like something, you can say it. Just go ahead, it's okay. Like, you don't
just tell me I'm ugly. You don't have to
say it. Or you don't like my food. Like, they're just too polite here. Like, you can't imagine that's a thing. Like, it is.
You know what I did? It was my first time being in Japan, and I was meeting my friend. I actually met her on Instagram. I found her on the Explore page. And I found out she was from, I told this story to one of my friends a couple of years ago. She's like, you're crazy if you meet this person. So, and I was going to Japan with my friend. So I found this girl on the Explore page, and she was Japanese. And so I DM'd her. I'm like, hey, I'm going to be in Tokyo. Like, do you want to meet? I don't even know what I was thinking. Right. So
that's good. That's so exciting.
I just did that. It was like back in 2014 or 15. So I messaged her, and like, she and her friend actually met up. It was me and my friend. She met at my hotel in Japan. It was my first time there, and I went to like hug her, and she was like, like, I don't think they realized like what I was doing. I was like, oh my God, nice to meet you. So I give her a hug, and then like, I just realized like, okay, like,
cultural differences.
Yeah. Like, you're not supposed to hug. Like,
no,
you don't do that. I learned like, yeah.
The hard way.
Little awkward.
Yeah, no hugs.
She was super sweet though. She She actually came to New York for like a year to study English. So she's very like she's familiar with American culture. Like she really
Oh,
loves
good.
it.
Okay.
Yeah, I visited her so many times. Every time I go to Japan, I see her. So we're still friends till this day. Don't hug anymore. I don't hug anymore. Do not hug anyone in Japan, except if they're like my foreigner friends, I'll say.
Yeah, exactly. That's it's a lot to get used to, right?
We talked about a lot today. Thank you so much, Sunday, for joining me. It was so fun to talk to you.
You too. No problem at all. Thanks for having me.
Hopefully, the next time we chat, it will be in Japan.
Oh, I hope so. I saved you a seat. Come.
Can you get those borders open? Can you open the borders?
I'm trying my best. I'm gonna have a talk with them.
Make it happen. Make it happen. You guys can follow Sunday on her Instagram. I'll have a link here and in the description. Go tell her hello. And we'll see you guys in the next episode of Low Res with Jess. Bye.
Bye.